Welcome to the program. I'm Mark Imperial. This segment's being brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy entrepreneurs, professionals, and business owners publish to grow their businesses and to leave a legacy. We're doing a series of spotlights on remarkable experts across the country and in your town. On this segment, joining me is Katrine Naleid. She's a holistic health coach and the founder of Feel Good Health. Katrine, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mark. It's so nice to be here. Appreciate it.
Tell me a little bit about your work and specifically the types of folks that you help.
Well, in this time right now, it's pretty, it's a different time, different era. So I think that all of us could use a little bit of help with everything that's going on. So I'm helping people who are just having a hard time sleeping. They're not feeling so great, and not necessarily due to the pandemic, but they're just not feeling quite right. And perhaps they want to lose weight. So those are the kind of folks I'm helping. And it's been going pretty good so far.
What are the biggest challenges that you find people have when you work with them? You mentioned some things like people want to lose weight. Are there any specific challenges, like the biggest things that are stumbling blocks for people today?
Well, I think it's getting to the why. Like, why do you want to get well? Like, why do you want to lose weight? Like, what's the real core? And it can really come down to, like, I want to lose weight because I want to fit into those pants. But then it's, it can be a little bit of emotional stuff that comes along with it. And that's where kind of holistic health, like looking at the whole picture, comes into play. And people have a hard time, I think, changing their habits. It's hard. I mean, it's, they say it takes 21 days to form a habit. And it's, but these are like little steps that I'm asking people to do, especially when it pertains to weight. And they're pretty simple things. But I find that people get a little bit stopped up with trying to change a habit to move forward.
Oh my gosh. You know what came to mind when you mentioned, like, what's your motivation? I want to fit into those pants. But what's why do you really want to fit into those pants? And then you find the real reason, behind that, maybe perhaps, well, I'm just recently divorced and I'm getting myself back out there again. So I really want to fit into those pants. Now you know what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah.
What are some of the biggest misconceptions or myths out there that people feel are holding them back and why they can't get results? Have you heard anything interesting? Myths or misconceptions?
I think there's a lot of, I can't really put my finger on that one, but I can tell you that there's so many fads, diet fads and, quick fixes. And it's never a quick fix that's going to fix it. It's a commitment. And I think it's a commitment moving forward in this day and age to doing something maybe a little bit different and maybe a little bit simpler than limiting yourself to not eating any carbs or just that strict diet that everybody thinks will achieve that weight loss.
To your point, you mentioned like quick fixes. That sounds like a big mistake people make that keep them from actually having success.
Exactly.
Are there any other like mistakes or pitfalls that you see people do that like keep them stuck?
Yes. Well, for instance, if you decide on Monday, hey, I'm going to hit it hard. Like I'm going to, I'm going to not eat all day and then eat dinner. And at the end of the day, they're overeating.
Binging.
And they're saying, exactly, binging. And then the next day they're going to try it again. And it's a vicious cycle of, not just, instead of doing that, like, why don't we stop and let's take on a couple small steps? Like, let's walk for 20 minutes a day. Let's drink enough water. Like, what kind of water are you drinking? These are simple, really simple things. Are you eating enough carbs? Because if you aren't, your digestion isn't working properly. The fad right now, and it's a great diet. Keto is a great diet, I have to admit, but it's not for everyone. So there's just little things that people could do instead of taking it all on. Like, I'm going to lose weight. And a lot of people don't have the information. It's not presented to them. So that's where I come in.
You brought up a really interesting point when you mentioned, are you having enough carbs? When you hear a lot of people
Exactly.
saying like, oh, we have to avoid carbs altogether, is that a big misconception or a myth out there? Tell me more
It
about that.
is. It
Where
is.
do carbs actually fit?
Carbs fit in everywhere. Now, everything's a balance. Everything's, a fine balance, I think. I mean, not so fine, but carbs are great for your brain. They're really great for brain function. And again, they're really good for digestion. Fiber is really, really important. Fiber and water to let's, like talk frankly, to help digestion. So carbs are good. Fiber, plant-based, carbs are fabulous. So it's important, and it's important also to get good fats, not bad fats. Canola oil, sunflower oil, coconut oil is great. Olive oil is great. So things like that.
That's fascinating. And I could see it already. With a better brain, maybe it'll work on your willpower and you'll avoid that pizza all the time.
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. So
Because that's
there's
another
good
thing.
carbs too.
Yeah, I see a lot of people that man, they are just busting their butt in the gym, but you don't see them really making any progress. And then you come to find it's like, I'm sorry, I just can't stop eating pizza.
Yeah,
like what do you
exactly.
do
Exactly.
what do you do when you don't have that willpower or you struggle with food? Because a lot of your health and weight loss and all that, it really is a lot around your diet.
Yes. Yeah, it's true. It's hard. It takes a commitment. And I got to be the first to admit it's hard to break those habits. But once when you peel that bad stuff out of your diet and you can take small steps. You don't have to go fast. But if you start to take on the good carbohydrates, the plant-based carbohydrates, the good fats, good lean protein, you will feel better.
Let's cut to the chase, Katrine. When somebody's really craving that pizza or that fried chicken, what can they do? Like, what kind of habits can you break, or how do you at least get on the right path of changing the habits?
Hmm. Well, I would say before you take a bite of that pizza, because once you're on the other side, you're not going to feel so great. And you're going to be, like here, I broke my bad habit. But just stop and just take 10 seconds and do some breathing. Take some deep breathing. And this is all based on if you have those good things in your pantry or in your fridge, just stop before you take that bite of pizza and just take some deep breaths and just think about your breathing and just tune into that before you do what you're going to do, because here you are trying to make a commitment, and reach for, there's all kinds of good things in moderation that you could have. Like if you do need a snack, there's if you like sweet potatoes, there's organic, sweet potatoes, sweet potato chips. There's organic hummus if you like chickpeas and if you can tolerate them. There's all kinds of really fabulous snacks that are better for you, and they won't lead you down that really bad, blood glucose roller coaster, if you will. It'll keep you just a little bit more even keeled, and you'll feel better. But it's hard, Mark. I completely can sympathize, but at the same time, if you're going to do this, you're going to do it, and you're going to feel good on the other end of it.
You mentioned some satisfying, good tasting alternatives to the
Absolutely,
junk,
yeah.
so that's definitely out there. Katrine, so tell us what inspired you to get into health coaching and becoming a holistic health coach? How did you get started?
That's a great question. So I'll backtrack here to college,
Hmm.
and I took a biology course and I loved it. Unfortunately, one day I killed the frog. You know how you're in like a
Hmm.
biology class and you have to dissect. I killed the frog. So I had to take that left turn, and because I was considering it, being a nutritionist back then. I decided it probably wasn't for me. So move forward to just in the less, I mean, I've always been interested in biology and health and taking care of myself and working out. It's been essential for me. just before the pandemic, I took a hard look around, and I had a couple health issues that I needed to clean up. And as I started to clean up and feel better, and my brain started to clear, and I started reading, and I just couldn't stop. Everything biology related to the body and how things work and how can I make things better. I stumbled upon a class, actually, a woman that was holding a Zoom who is a holistic health educator. And I really latched on hard. And I thought, wow, this is my calling, because not only am I helping myself and learning, but here I could help other people. And I just love that. Like, I've always gravitated towards helping people. It's what I want to do. So that's what ended up happening. It's how I got here.
Terrific. Katrine, for folks listening out there that resonate with your message and know that they need help, creating healthier habits, perhaps losing weight, or just finally wrapping their mind around eating better or just having better nutrition and health for themselves. If they'd like to connect with you and learn more, where do they go to find you, or how do they reach you?
I can be reached currently right now, as I'm just getting ready to go here with launching, at my email address, which is Katrine, Katrine, at feelgoodhealth, all one word, .coach.
Terrific. Katrine, I really appreciate your sage advice today. It's been terrific speaking with you. I wish you continued success for you, launching of feelgoodhealth.coach, and for all of your clients.
Thank you so much, Mark. It's been great speaking with you.
Katrine Naleid, holistic health coach and founder of Feel Good Health. This segment's been brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy entrepreneurs, professionals, and business owners publish to grow their businesses and to leave a legacy. That's all for now. I'm Mark Imperial, and thanks for tuning in.